Hey guys, Hanwich here. Thanks for checking out my channel. A couple of things I want to mention before I jump into the build real quick. This is my first YouTube video, so I appreciate you being here. That being said, if there are any audio or visual issues here and there, please bear with me as I smooth things out for future videos. You might have noticed by now that I don't have a face cam on this video. I do have a camera that I can use to record, but not the available cords or cam link yet. But until I can get a little bit of extra money, I figured I would hold off on the face cam for now. Second, I currently play on console for The Sims 4, so things might look very different to you if you play on PC. I have a lot of plans for this channel, so stick around while I yap about some of it, and let's go ahead on over to the build side of the video. For my first official video, I thought what better time to start than during the official Sims franchise birthday celebration. If you're new to the Sims community as a whole, this year the Sims franchise is celebrating their 25th anniversary of releasing their first game in the series. One of the huge ways they're celebrating is hosting a Blast from the Past event in The Sims 4, where you can complete tasks and earn decor, clothing, and I think there's some other things involving traits, but I've tried avoiding looking at what you can earn because I want to be at least somewhat surprised when I complete the event. That being said, for this video, I wanted to do a build of a home that I could have my Sim self live in to complete the event, which will be in another video, probably in about another week or two. I haven't decided yet if I want to complete the entirety of the event in one video or split it down the middle, do half and half. But I wanted this house to be pretty modern looking, lots of big windows, pretty minimalistic, while also having some futuristic and alien motifs in there. I don't have all the packs, so I'm kind of limited on what I can do as far as the alien stuff. But this definitely is not my normal build style, so there's some areas where I was struggling hardcore. But right now what we're looking at is I'm just trying to figure out what kind of doors and windows I kind of want to match that overall window look I was kind of envisioning. I really would have liked to use some CC windows that are like the frameless look windows, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. But since I play on console, I can't have any CC or debug, unfortunately. But I do wish there were a little bit better way of organizing windows. Kind of like the same style of window organized together. I struggle for a bit trying to figure out this floor plan. I start out by putting placeholder furniture down and it doesn't stay there, it's just being used so I can get an idea of where I want everything. There are several parts to this video where you'll see me go back and forth and maybe switch something or delete something completely, but Overall, I think this event was a good opportunity to make me build something I don't normally build or use items that I never use. And I'll point some of those items out later as we go on. Talk about some ideas I have for this channel in the future. I would like to do the Not So Berry challenge at some point, but I think I want to do Rochelle's new legacy challenge first. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Rochella created a new legacy challenge in The Sims 4 inspired by D&D called the Llamas and Legends challenge. I'm not sponsored by her, I just really like her content, and her name's just Rochella on all platforms if you want to look into the challenge. At some point, I would like to do a playthrough of Stardew Valley. I haven't fully played with the newest update, so I think that would be fun to do. I'm also thinking about playthroughs of One Piece Odyssey, Fairy Tail 2, maybe even Palia, especially after the Elder Woods finally comes out. I know a lot of people have been dying for that Elder Woods to come out, so that would be cool to do. Basically, I'm thinking about Sims Legacy videos, random Sims builds here and there, and then a secondary game sprinkled in, and then rotating the secondary game as I finish those. I have more games in mind as well, but those are just what came to mind at first. Right now I finally figured out the downstairs layout for the most part, and I'm just figuring out how I want the kitchen to be. Normally, I like to add a lot of clutter to the kitchens and make them really homey and lived in, but for this build I had to keep reminding myself that I have to keep it simple. Oh, and if you're wondering why my game has everything yellow like that, I'm also wondering that. Sometimes my Sims game does this thing where when I open it, like from the main menu, the game will think I just downloaded every single pack I own again, and it'll make me dismiss them at the startup menu, and they'll show up in the build menu like this, like they're brand new, even though I've had some of them for years. No idea why they're doing this. It just started doing this after an update that happened 2 months ago, maybe? liked this flooring for the main living areas. I don't normally use it, but the pattern seemed kind of fun and it seemed like it fit. I I don't know what it is. It just seemed like it. Now that we're on to one of the bathrooms, I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but ever since I got the Life and Death pack, I haven't built with any other bathroom set. I can't help it. The colors and everything, it's just too good. You may also notice that sometimes I will build the entirety of one room and move on to the next, or sometimes I will build part of the room and just desert it. I have a chaotic build style. My brain just moves so fast sometimes, and especially when I'm building something that I don't normally build. It's like I have to be extra aware, and sometimes I worry that I'll forget to place something that I want in the build, and it gets done in the end, and I just bounce back and forth sometimes. Another thing to make note of that some people might notice, some people might not, but I thought I would just give y'all a heads up just in case. The first half of the video is slightly slower than the second half of the video. I sped it up, but the second half of the video had issues uploading into my editing software, so I had to cut it down into several parts to upload it, but in doing so, I sped it up really fast to shrink the file size, and now, unfortunately, I can't make the first part as fast as the second part, because I did it in a different software. And I liked the speed of the second half, so note to self for next time. So, in case anybody notices, that's why they're kind of two different speeds. That was not on purpose. know I said I wasn't going to clutter it up too bad, but these just seemed, I don't know. An electric toothbrush, it just seemed kind of futuristic. At least for The Sims, you know? If that makes sense. I don't know. Here we are, seeing me realize I forgot to add the smaller windows and trying to figure out which one to use. I do this a lot, where I'll add bigger windows, do a almost complete build, and then I realize, oh hey, I forgot to add the rest of the windows, or I forgot to add windows completely. I'm holding my cat while I'm recording this, and she's just staring at me like, what are you doing? Anyway, I decided to go for these. They look the most, quote, modern, I guess. I'm almost done with the downstairs for now, and I definitely come back to it as one does. And again with the Life and Death pack. The colors are just too good. I decided against two patterned rugs so close together since I went with such a crazy wallpaper, but I thought the rug under the table went well with the color I chose for the living room set. Now I'm just placing some clutter items down before going upstairs. You may see some cuts where something will pop up out of nowhere in the build mode, and the reason being is I clipped out my typing because it kind of takes a bit to type on console, so to save on some time I clipped it out. Even sped up, it saves a few seconds here and there. It may seem silly, but a large video like this, at least starting out, I wanted to make the seconds count. I second guessed the stairs area for a sec before going upstairs. I decide to change it out for more modern stairs, and then I can't decide if I want to delete the wall piece that's behind the stairs or not. Ultimately, I decided to keep that in because I think it looked weird without it. Don't worry, I do go back later and add in some decor under the stairs. Just a quick reminder that I'm using this build for the Blast from the Past event, and I'll be uploading those videos as I complete those quests, so if you'd like to see those videos and other content I have coming up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. once we have the floor plan figured out upstairs, we're almost on to the fun part. I had a different vision for the upstairs, kind of, but still keeping the overall vibe the same. This record player from the Don Lothario kit was such a random add-on to the build, but I think it just tied the room together because it gave me the idea to change the colors of the chairs, which I thought it looked better once I did that. The wallpaper I chose is interesting. I chose the green at first because it reminded me of the plumb bobs and I thought it would be cool, and I matched it to the computer, so I kept it for a while, but as I let it sit and came back to it, I decided the green was just too much for this type of build. After I came back to it, I also realized that these bookshelves were not it for this type of build. I went with some more modern looking ones from the Cozy Kitsch kit, and I did have some issues with the clip, so that's why it kind of abruptly goes from one bookcase to when I chose the other one. Now I'm just kind of going through, choosing some clutter and other decor for the office, like the cork board and some postcards, a magic ball, the alien gnome I thought was definitely perfect. I dropped Yoda off in another room uh, to remind me to use him at some point. I often do that. Sometimes, if I find something that would be cool in a totally different part of the house, like I just did, I'll go ahead and place them so I can remember how I wanted it so I don't lose my thought process. I decided to add more windows to the office. I originally wasn't sure if I wanted more wall decor in there or not, but I went ahead and just went all for the all over window look. And I went with a little hanging plant because I can't build anything without one of them. This sleeper pod is something I've never used in a build ever, but I thought what better time than a futuristic, modern type build. I definitely second guessed the rug at first because I didn't think it looked quote unquote futuristic, but I really liked the colors on it and I think it looked modern and simple enough for the build, so I just left it. Now I'm just trying to add various skill building items here and there. I haven't taken a look at the event yet, so I'm not really sure what kind of things I'll need for my sim yet. So I just put as many skill building items as I could think of without being like totally over the top. I might have to add a few more down later since I haven't opened the event yet, but I think this was a good start at least. Unfortunately, these are the only plants I have to work with because I don't have, I think I'm thinking of Strangerville that has like the better plants that would work for this. Or maybe it's the Star Wars pack. I'm not really sure. But I don't really have many plants to work with for a futuristic vibe, so this is what we got. I thought it would be nice to have a little patio back here to double as a nice hangout for the Sims as well as a skill building area. I also decided to add more terrain paint and clean up more of the terrain paint in some areas. The lighting on this lot is absolutely horrible. I tried all of the different lighting and this was the best of the worst that we had to work with. Now let's jump to a tour of the finished product. We have a 2-story build with a fancy schmancy metal roof. Starting off in the kitchen, I think I did a pretty good job at keeping the decor to a minimum. Next, we pivot over to the downstairs full bathroom, and right outside of it, we have a bookcase and the bonsai skill building tree. Peep the plants under the stairs one more time, just because I think they ended up looking nice. We have our hidden, not so hidden Baby Yoda here in the dining room. And I think I end up liking that coffee table tilted a bit. Upstairs we have another skill building area, a chess table with our glorious Life and Death tarot prints. We've got our pancake stool right here next to them. Not sure if I'll replace them with the new event furniture, but we'll see. In the office, I have lots of alien motifs. And I did leave room for the new event furniture, as you see me point out here along the window. I wasn't sure about along the hallway window, which is why I panned to it, but I am definitely including it in the bedroom, so I circle over that area with my cursor as well. This is the primary bedroom. It has a bathroom connecting to it. I have an easel and a digital sketch pad in here. Again, I'm not sure what kind of skill building items I'm going to need for the event, so I just kind of loaded it up. I really like how this primary bathroom turned out. I really like the colors and clutter in here. Looking at the hallway bathroom, I realized I forgot to add a shower caddy in here, so I made sure to add it before moving on. One of the good things about doing a tour slash walkthrough of your build is you can see if you forgot anything before finalizing it. Next, we are back outside, just going back out to look at the patio area, and I realized I forgot to put out any lights back here. I really liked these lanterns. I use these all the time. I decided to use some softer lights too, but wanted to change the lighting to nighttime to correctly hide them in some spots. Obviously, some do still show, but I like when some are hiding. The final lighting decision was going back and forth between if I wanted a cheese candle or the cookies candle. I kept saying cheese. Um, I plugged in the meme if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I thought the cookies were cuter and the cheese didn't really fit for, the aliens. Very important disclaimer. My EA gallery ID is not Handwitch. My gallery ID is TwitchWitch2, like the number 2. With being on console, I've been having issues getting my name changed, so I think I need to either download The Sims on a PC in general and see if I can change it that way, or I might just have to get in touch with EA. I've changed my EA account, but it's just not syncing up with my Xbox for some reason. I can tell you the lore of that username at another time, but I'll save that for another video. So if you would like to download the build into your own game, it's just called the Blast from the Past Home under TwitchWitch 2, like the number 2. But the gallery photo is so pretty. I placed this in the 30 by 30 lot that's in the top left area of Ravenwood. If you happen to stay to the very end of this video, I greatly appreciate it. I know it was a long one. My next video is going to be the first part, or just all of the parts, I haven't decided yet, of the Blast from the Past event, so if you are interested in that, feel free to subscribe and follow me on my other socials so you can get a heads up on my next video. I don't stream on Twitch yet, but that's the goal at some point, so I went ahead and included it on here. I also have a lot of build ideas and cast ideas involving the new businesses and hobbies pack coming out actually next week. So stay tuned. Bye!